day. More tries, more points, they win the prizes.
And as you said, they'd had two very good second halves today. But no doubt those two teams fully deserve to be in the final. So a big occasion then for Rodrigo Echard, the captain of the Argentine team. And we saw Patricia Fernandez there, the first man up. The youngster, the 20-year-old, to say will be somebody special going forward. And up on the podium there, Gary Chapman from Emirates and David Rothheimer from HSBC, and John Jeffrey representing World Rugby, along with Faisal Al-Zaruni from the United Emirates Rugby Association. Well, there's the opportunity for celebration. A bunch of youngsters who've done their country proud.
Young Alex Cuthbert, a name for the future, certainly. Spun out by Gareth Davis. For Alex Cuthbert to show his pace, and he's got some gas to burn. Away he goes, the youngster. Brilliant try for Alex Cuthbert. Well, I'd heard a lot about him, I'd never seen him play, but he's certainly justified his selection with that try.
Zandili stick. The 24-year-old who will make the mistake, who will produce that magical moment to clinch the result. Possession is key. It's turned over in favour of South Africa, away by Benjamin. Long temper, drop goal by Zandili stick. What a finish! Zandili stick not only kicked the conversion, he's kicked the greatest drop goal in the history, surely, of IRB Sevens rugby. What a finale, what a brave decision, and what a strike!
Some glorious moments there from the past. The points available this weekend: 22 points for the Cup winners, 19 for the runners-up, and third and fourth place will either get 17 or 15 points, and those points take on an added significance as we wait for New Zealand and Fiji to enter the arena here at the Sevens in Dubai, because those points count towards Olympic qualification. Terrific scenes at the Sevens, and it's been a party atmosphere here, Willie Lowe, say, throughout this weekend, and we've enjoyed some scintillating rugby on both pitches, the Women's World Series as well as the Men's Series, and it's been full to the rafters here with people enjoying the standard of rugby on display.
It's a terrific advertisement of this wonderful game that we call Sevens. There's no doubt about it that the big crowds here, obviously the 7 fields that are outside, and just looking at that points table that were available, when this is going to be the closest, I believe, that this tournament has had, or the series has had, over the first 2 weeks, because we've got 2 different finalists, Fiji and Samoa on the Gold Coast, Australia and South Africa here. Wonderful.
Certainly is. About 2 hours ago, Fiji lost to Australia in extra time. I wonder how much that extra effort will have taken out of the Islanders, and New Zealand were taken to the cleaners by South Africa, whitewashed for the second year running in a semi-final, and we expect Gordon Tietjens' side to bounce back in style, as we know they can. The Greco girls have been entertaining the crowds here, and many of these young ladies are here for the first time, and I'm sure they've been enthralled also by the sights and sounds of Dubai. There's some glum New Zealand faces, Willie.
It's not the final that they thought New Zealand may have been playing in. And it's for third and fourth. Nonetheless, let's not take anything away from this very, very good South African side. They certainly deserve to be in the Cup final alongside Australia.
So here we are then, the third and fourth playoff. Fiji against New Zealand. So often finalists all over the world. They last met in London in May of this year in a Cup semi-final. Fiji lost by 12-10, but the previous month in Tokyo, Fiji won again by just the one solitary score, and on that occasion it was 17-12. So not much to choose between these sides. Gordon Tietjens has brought in some new faces, or old faces perhaps, back into the squad. Fiji on this occasion, Jone Ngoro, wearing 10, comes into the starting lineup along with number 12 Wakan Tambu. The speedster is Tuai. Kolinisau is the captain for New Zealand, while Gordon Tietjens has left Vaka and Kaka on the bench. Mickelson moves out to the back line, and I suspect, Willie Lowe say, that Joe Webber will be the first receiver on this occasion.
Yeah, well, he's got options there, because he could either play Declan O'Donnell at the halfback position, or Joe Webber. So Mickelson probably will be the first receiver. They'll use Declan, and then out wide will be obviously the pace of Kurt Baker.
Well, that's the versatility of Tim Mickelson, the 13-14 player of the year. He can play it forward, he can play amongst the back line. So here come the teams then, and the ball is set down on the halfway line, and that centre spot is claimed by the Fijians, and you can see the messages, the religious messages that they seek inspiration from on their armbands. Just that one blot on their record in Dubai this weekend, where they lost by 29-24 to Australia, to a resurgent Australian side. Kurt Baker back in the sides, and their confirmation as well of the final scoreline of New Zealand against South Africa. And it's a South African we have in charge here, young Marius van der Westhuizen. 69th match in charge. The young referee making his way in the refereeing World Series record. Well, there's not much in it, is there? 730 played by Fiji, 740 played by New Zealand. They've locked horns so often on the world stage and have graced many a final. 3 times here in Dubai, along with 4 semi-final clashes. And we well remember the superlative effort from Fiji in the semi-final last year, where they put a record 44 points on New Zealand and stunned everybody, not least Gordon Tietjens himself, Sir Gordon Tietjens. And New Zealand will look to bounce back from that whitewash at the hands of South Africa. The question is, we know the attacking prowess of Fiji, and we know also of their defensive frailties, and they will have seen that a game played by South Africa. They contested and won the contest at the breakdown against New Zealand. So an enthralling contest in prospect, 7 minutes each way. The first chance then falls to New Zealand, and that is Scott Curry. Let's have another look at that one.
He's bounced it.
Are you happy that it's... We should check.
Local assistant referees, but we'll go to the referee video review. That's what we call it. No television match official here, so it's up to Marius van der Westhuizen. Can't see any problem with that. Good effort from Scott Curry, reaching out.
Okay.
He's lost it.
Just hold on. It's no try.
No try.
Just want to check the foul play against 5 white.
Checking foul play. Well, that was a close call.
And it was against 5 white, and it was on the other side where DJ Forbes was actually tackled without the ball. But the assistant referee on that side has said that it was nothing in it, and so let's just play on.
I was convinced that his hand was on the ball. But there we are. So the chance goes back.
Crouch.
So on though. If they can shove Fiji off the ball here. Good effort, but it's out quickly from Tuai. 2 Fijians giving chase. Tuai himself along with Osea Kolinisau, the captain, looking to put pressure on Declan O'Donnell here. Zealand have done well. Forbes to Mickelson. A kick downfield. We don't often see New Zealand kick. Backing himself is Tim Mickelson. This is dangerous for Fiji. Just a very Malua it was.
Second back.
He's carried it back as well because he kicked it thinking that he might be able to actually scoop it. The chase from Mickelson was brilliant. There you go. You can see he's carried that back. And so New Zealand have a very good attacking opportunity. Mickelson looks like he wants to play halfback, but I'm not too sure whether they're going to give him the ball. And so Webber will come into that position. Mickelson at first receiver. Baker in the midfield, and out wide is Declan O'Donnell.
So Tim Mickelson out on his own here on the narrow side, and we saw there Webber just having a quick word and shielding the message. The use of the ball. Oh, lovely, neat to switch to Mickelson into midfield. This looks better from New Zealand. Kurt Baker. Huge smile on the face of Kurt Baker, and that's eased the tension somewhat. 73rd try for Kurt Baker in his career.
Look at this, it's Tim Mickelson rather, that comes across from the right-hand side. We've got a 17th team here in Dubai, and Phil Mickelson's playing in it. But Tim came running back on that angle. A lovely delivery to Kurt Baker, who just had to go through the gap. First blood to New Zealand.
Kurt Baker made his debut here in Dubai 6 years ago, and he's been recalled into the side by Gordon Chitchens, and he's repaid his coach with the first try in this third and fourth playoff. There's the call from young Joe Webber. Taken cleanly by Semi Kunatani. The captain. And an inspiration for Fiji this weekend, although Ben Ryan has not been happy with his charges. Snapped up, lost forward though.
Been good, hasn't he? Tuwai, Jerry Tuwai getting involved on a couple of occasions there. The red tights underneath the pants there. He's so small, and he does look a lot like Kalini Sal when he breaks away. Just losing the ball forward there, the little halfback.
Gordon Chitchens sitting a little uneasy on his coaching seat there. Pressure being applied. Oh, and a slip as well by a New Zealand player. The bounce is kind, and Fiji are back on terms. The ever alert Isaki Katonimbao.
It's all about opportunities in the sport of sevens, and you've got to be in the right place at the right time. A little bit of luck, but also the bounce of the ball. And here it is. The ball's there. Webber couldn't get it. O'Donnell had fallen over, and look at this bounce up beautifully. Just waited. That's the lovely thing about the Fijians, that they're so patient when they see the ball rotating, and it will bounce up.
That's just the ticket from the Nandroga policeman. Isika Katonimbao draws the scores level, and the conversion is good. 7-5, Fiji lead. Fiji will stay in the top four, whatever happens in this third and fourth playoff. Depending on the fortunes of South Africa in the playoff, they could, in the final, they could be out on their own. Well, they will climb surely to the top four, and again dependent on how Australia fare in the final, whether they will be in third or fourth position. Kalini-Sau battling away, the captains locking horns there. DJ Forbes under sail. Kalini-Sau, Katonimbao, lovely step. Now then, where's the support? New Zealand caught offside.
Yeah, one thing they might want to have a look at is actually the hand of Katonimbao. Yeah, Webber took a little bit of a hit there, shakes the head.
Fiji through Kunatani.
Mickelson's taken the boot and the penalty. Now they carry on with it.
Wangatambu to Kalini-Sau on and Tuwai was there. This is Kunatani again, a little chip through. New Zealand have to be alert here. Was he tackle off the ball? Let's see what the referee says quickly. Marius van der Westhuizen had his hand in the air. The pressure being applied, and it's paid off for Fiji once again. Semi Kunatani.
From Yamathea Club in Nandi, he grubbers it through. Webber comes across because he's a sweeper. And is this early contact? No, it's not. No problem. But the ball has gone backwards. And he just falls on it, Kunatani, for his 4th try here in Dubai.
Extend the lead. Drifts wide of the upright. The hooter has blown for half-time, and Fiji have come back and lead New Zealand by 12-5 in the 3rd and 4th playoff.
Yeah, Gordon Titchens wasn't happy with New Zealand in the way that they were quite passive against South Africa. They started well, and they've fallen back into bad habits. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Patience. So if you want to keep pulling out, just wait for your opportunity, no problem. Yeah? You don't always have to just go for it first time. You want to pull out. It looks like they want to play in our half, so that's why they were kicking. But when we get another score up, they'll start chasing. No problem. Their kick-off, all we've got to do is Jessa, when they went over here the first half defending, you were talking, I could see it. It was awesome. Just do the same.
Make sure, Joey, that we're not too deep for the kick. You guys right, you okay? Come on, we started really well, then we just dropped off. Couple of mistakes, we're straight back into it. Come on, a bit more composure. Get in there, take the tackle.
Yeah, complete change approach there from Ben Ryan to what he had to say in the Cup semi-final.
Comes down to who wants it more. When it's the 6th match, they'll be disappointed, and you've got to pick yourself up, because there's no point crying over spilt milk. They're not in the Cup final. This is 3rd and 4th, and you want the points, and you want the pride as well. The psychological advantage of heading to Port Elizabeth, knowing that you've actually beaten Fiji in Dubai.
Joe Webber. 2 World Sonics titles in Japan, former New Zealand under 20s player, just 21 years of age. This is Kurt Baker. So New Zealand get to restart. Out on the full, so back they come to halfway for the free kick. Advantage Fiji. This is just what Ben Ryan would have hoped for. Oh, not that though. Oh, I thought he'd lost it. Brilliant chasing from Osea Kolinisau, the captain. What a try that was.
Captain courageous. He sprinted up to the halfway mark because he knew that he had the penalty. It wasn't the conventional tap because it went forward, but it bounced up. He kicked again over the head of the sweeper, controlled it beautifully. Try time for Fiji.
What did Ben Ryan say? One more score and they'll be chasing the game.
There.
I thought he touched it, but no. And he's caught New Zealand napping here, sprinting for the line. Kolinisau, a captain's try.
That is not easy to do. 109 tries, most points this season. 109 points, that is, rather. We know how many tries he has scored. His 4th here in Dubai, 75 to his name.
Yeah, he came into this tournament on the back of being the top point scorer after the Gold Coast tournament in Australia in October. New Zealand chasing the game, 5th on the Gold Coast, 3rd here. Last year, 6 times Dubai champions, chasing the game now, 2 scores down, but they will get the penalty here.
You've got to get physical against Fiji. If you're passive, if you're just prepared to move the ball around, you're playing into their hands. You've got to get physical with them. You've got to take them on and commit them to the ball.
To DJ Forbes on the angle. Gets support from Declan O'Donnell. Get out of my way, he says to Osea Kolinisau. It's great to see how Fiji are contesting the breakdown, although they're not getting the rub of the green every time, perhaps.
little bit of ill discipline too. That's where they start to lose their discipline, is because when you're physical against them, they get aggressive and they have moments of madness.
Well, that's an interesting statistic, isn't it? New Zealand having given the ball away 9 times to Fiji's 6. And they conjure up a score here. Declan O'Donnell charges downfield, takes on the Fijian defence. That's Sam Dixon, the long floated pass into midfield. Kurt Baker unceremoniously dumped. Lovely footwork here from Declan O'Donnell. We've seen that footwork before on the Sevens circuit. Another recalled player. DJ Forbes wants to get on with play here. Kurt Baker, New Zealand wanting to strike back, but Fiji have it once more. New Zealand lose possession, and the strike runners are lining up here. Kolinisau once again, and this is Apisalome, Wankatambo, Katonimbao on to Jerry Tuai. There he is, a little magician, but he needs some big guys to come and help him out here. That was Semi Kunatani. Again, it's the kick through. Was the player impeded? Was Ngoro impeded? No, he wasn't. So play on, says referee van der Westhuizen. And New Zealand back on their own try line. A few seconds ago, they were knocking on the door down the other end of the park. It's a long way down. Sam Dixon, Mickelson, what can he do? So often the inspiration for New Zealand, turning on his axis, and away he goes up to halfway. So difficult to pull to ground. But Fiji have done well.
Brilliant passage of play, that both sides. That was exhausting. And end-to-end stuff now. Kaku and a few more changes come on, but the crucial turnover for New Zealand inside the 22 of Fiji really cost them just when they were starting to get some momentum as well.
I see some of the New Zealand players blowing hard. It was a tough semi-final against South Africa. It was a very physical encounter, and it suggests that the final itself will be equally bruising. Australia and South Africa.
Uncharacteristic mistakes as well, when you don't often see that man on screen, Tim Mickelson, lose the ball in contact like he did, and that's just the pressure that Fiji are putting on them.
Gordon Teachers taking off for DJ Forbes, Declan O'Donnell and Tim Mickelson. 2 minutes 40 seconds. Fiji lead New Zealand 19-5. Fiji aiming to stay on top of the series table, and again it's that little speculative kick downfield. The bounce is not kind for New Zealand, but this is the replacement. Murphy Taramai, again spilt ball, snapped up by Sambaka. Gillis Kaka is on for New Zealand as well. Grappling with him is Vatemmo Ravuvu. Fiji won it.
Yes, they have, through Kunatani staying on his feet.
And Rocco is on now for Fiji. The enigmatic Nasoni Rocco. And this is just a Verimalua, just tipped up there by Sam Dixon. But Fiji come again down the narrow side through that 5-metre corridor on the far side. Rocco into the wide open spaces. Fiji on song here. Kolinisau, he's got support from Nasilasila.
End-to-end stuff. That's how sevens should be played. New Zealand have possession, but they're going to have to go 78 metres to score, and they're going to have to do it within the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, Ben Ryan wanting to keep his men on their toes here. He's won the Dubai title with England. He's won with Fiji. Barking the instructions as he waits perhaps to bring on reinforcements, but New Zealand have it. Just over a minute remaining, and New Zealand need 3 scores to win this one. Highly unlikely, but you never know. That's Ambrose Curtis. It's been a brilliant performance from the Fiji, and this could well be it. Nasoni Rocco cuts back inside. The final pass to number 7 Timo Ravuvu, and that seals the 3rd place for Fiji, which should mean that they stay on top of the HSBC World Sem Series after 2 tournaments. Gold Coast, where they were the winners, and here in Dubai.
Here's the turnover, and look at that. Kalini South, the captain, he got it and he stole it. It came back to Rocco, and then a lovely infield pass there to Rauvovo. Put it beyond doubt. Fiji disappointed to not be in the cup, but they've come back in the 3rd and 4th place, and they will leave with valuable points.
Well, they were challenged by Ben Ryan prior to the beginning of the season to aim at a target of 150 points over the season. They're still on target despite a 3rd place finish here, finishing 3rd or better in all the tournaments, and they will be at the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016, and I can bet your bottom dollar, Willie, that many of these supporters will be in Rio as well, adding to the carnival atmosphere. 26-5, and we've reached full time here in the 3rd and 4th of playoff. New Zealand still battling away. They were nilled by South Africa in the semi-final. Just the one try here which gave them some hope. But Fiji have regrouped following their narrow loss after extra time to Australia. Will New Zealand get the final word? Sam Baka bundled to the ground. Fiji not back the mandatory 10 metres. We're into referee time here. It's all over. Fiji have claimed this one.
Yeah, they're playing for pride though. They want to make sure they can score another try, New Zealand.
And New Zealand, well, they finished 5th on the Gold Coast. They're going to finish 4th here in Dubai. And they've secured some valuable points which should elevate them to the top 4. Whether they'll be 3rd or 4th depends on how Australia fare in the final, yet to come, and that promises to be yet another corker of a match. But New Zealand will have the final word through Ambrose Curtis, round under the post.
Too little, too late for New Zealand. A psychological advantage of actually finishing the game stronger than Fiji, but on the scoreboard it still shows that they were defeated by 16 points. Here's the final pass from Sherwin Stowers. They had the players out there. They were just beaten up early in this match and they never recovered.
So the conversion is successful, and Fiji will march on to the Gold Coast to Port Elizabeth in South Africa in confident mood. They've recovered following the defeat to Australia earlier on today, and they have secured a rare victory over New Zealand, and a full-time score which reached Fiji 26, New Zealand 12.
Aussie are obviously very tired, but what does this win mean to you?
It means a lot because we are racing for the Olympic qualifier, and the series after we lost to Australia, we were disappointed, but then we went ahead and talked about it. We say it's not over, this is a series, we have to get up and fight for points.
How tough was it to get up after that semi-final disappointment?
It was really tough because we had one leg in the final, then we just gave it to Australia, but we went, like I said, the coach came and told us that it wasn't all about Dubai, it was about the Olympic qualifier, so that's why we came out and fight.
Yeah, it was a very physical game though against New Zealand, wasn't it?
It's always physical against Fiji, and New Zealand you always expect fireworks when they meet.
Well, good luck. You deserve that win, and good luck for Port Elizabeth, eh?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Carlton Honour there with Osea Kolinisau. We congratulate Fiji. Yeah, Osea Kolinisau confirming what Ben Ryan had told his men prior to this match and after the defeat to Australia. This series is a marathon, not a sprint. So coming up then, it's the final between Australia and South Africa. And your commentators for this one, Greg Clark and Scott Hastings.
Thank you, Wayne. Top tacklers in Dubai. Duke, 22. Hammond, 20. Some good numbers there. Rokas, Clark with 16. We'll see him in the final. So too Sam Myers from Australia. Philip Schneemann from South Africa on 15. And Con Foley, another one of the Aussies, on 14. Terrific atmosphere. Those carries. Andrew Omonde has to do a lot of work for Kenya, so too one of the new men, Daniel Sukuta. He was impressive. Ambrose Curtis, always keen to get his hands on the ball for New Zealand. So too Dan Norton for England. Down the bottom is Sevi Kunatani, who was impressive also for Fiji. So the most cup wins, New Zealand have been in 80 finals, and that's a good strike rate. 51 wins from the 80. Fiji 24 from 52. South Africa, who are coming up in the decider, 19 wins from 38. Go down to Australia, 6 wins from 16 appearances in deciders. So we're coming down to the decider, and this is how it all happened. Australia beat Scotland 22-17 in the Cup quarterfinals, and then in an exciting semi-final, they got there in extra time, 29-24 over Fiji. It was sudden death, and South Africa thumped Argentina, and they thumped New Zealand as well. So they didn't have a point scored against them, South Africa, in that situation where they played the Cup quarterfinal and the Cup semi-final. Brass band on the field, so it means that some anthems are on the way.
To the Sevens, home of the Emirates Airline, Dubai Rugby Sevens 2014. Here come the Marines.
So a nice ceremonial touch as we get set for the Dubai Sevens Cup Final 2014. I don't know about you, Scott Hastings, but at the start of this weekend, who would have thought Australia and South Africa in the Cup Final?
Yeah, anticipation for this final, the sizzle factor around this fantastic stadium. 45 minutes out from Dubai, but Australia, well, they've shown such guts, in South Africa, they're a polished outfit.
South Africa leading 40-25 over the many years of the HSBC Sevens World Series. Last men in the Gold Coast in October, that was a Cup quarter-final, and Australia losing 12-10, but they had some opportunities to win that one, they couldn't nail them, and South Africa got the money. So both coaches, Neil Powell from South Africa and Garrett John from Australia, have stuck to the same starting 7 that ran out in the semi-finals. Cock has been impressive for South Africa. Jenkins for Australia, 5 tries. Clark, 5 tries. And, well, they've just been punching above their weight, really, the Australians. Walker Smith got a hat-trick in the semi-final. So much fine talent on display. So many players in form. I guess the big question for the Aussies, Scott, is have they got enough petrol into the tank after rising from that 19-0 deficit to beat Fiji?
Well, when that try went in, the unity in that Australian squad was incredible. The sheer delight, and you just do question, have they got enough firepower? Because you look down the South African team, they are just such great Sevens rugby players. They have pace right across the backs and such a physical front three. Schneemann, as we talked about, Frankie Horn with all that experience. Walker Smith, who's come into this team, has been outstanding. And then Branko de Pree, South Africa, Sibelo Senatla, the pace in the wing. And when I look back at and commentating on that team that won the Commonwealth Gold Sevens, you just look at the pace of the team, you think, who can live with them? And yet Australia have outstanding players in Cameron Clark. Pamafoe, for me, has been outstanding here in Dubai. James Stannard, real heart. And it's whether that unity, their defensive alignment, can actually put South Africa under pressure.
teams are about to make their way out. Ed Jenkins leading the Australian team out. Even though his captain Kyle Brown will start on the bench for South Africa. What a moment for these young Aussies. Equal 7th at the Gold Coast in October. They were disappointed with that. They vowed to improve, and they have done. And South Africa, with Frankie Horn leading them out, well, they have a lot of experience on board. They finished 4th at the Gold Coast, as you mentioned. Scott, they won the Commonwealth Games, gold medal. Australia won the bronze. South Africa hasn't won in Dubai since 2008. They lost last year's final to Fiji. If you see at the end of the Australian team, their strength and conditioning coach, John Mitchell, has been asked by the players to join them for the national anthem because he's resigned for personal reasons. Time for the anthems in Dubai. In Dubai, Australia versus South Africa in a final for the first time ever in Dubai. They played in 3 finals over the years. 2011 in Edinburgh, South Africa winning that one. 2010 in London, Australia winning 19-14. And way back in 2001 in Shanghai, Australia won that one. Cameron Pither scored 2 tries. Rob McDonald won. Tim Donnelly kicked a couple of conversions. And for the Blitzbokker, Johan van Niekerk, Yori Muller and Conrad Jantjes were the point scorers. Some familiar names there from many years ago. In the 2013-2014 series in the finals, South Africa were 2 from 5. They lost in Tokyo, lost in Wellington, 1 in Vegas, 1 in Port Elizabeth, and then lost in Dubai. Australia made 2 finals in the last World Series. losing on the Gold Coast and London. 10 minutes each way in the final. The referee from Scotland is Mike Adamson, and James Stannard will get us underway. Australia lost the plate semi-final to Argentina on the Gold Coast, finished equal 7, had not been in a semi-final in Dubai since 2002. They broke that drought, and now they get to contest a Dubai final for the very first time. What a moment for them. Stannard, the old head, 31 years of age. So much young talent. And what about South Africa? A mixture of experience and youth. The 2014 Dubai Sevens final underway, and brilliant hands from Stayman early on. And it goes to Africa. Sinatla. Oh, the man with the dancing feet. Sinatla! Stannard holds on. He couldn't offload. Support was slow to get to him. Dupria. Kwok. He was playing advantage, so they'll come back for a South African penalty.
Well, Sinatla almost gave South Africa the dream start. He is the flying machine. Franco Dupria, though, will restore order here. And Australia just have to keep that six-man line defence really in check. Stannard playing the sweeper position.
Franco Dupria throws a dummy, gives it to Africa. The set, and almost intercepted by Palmer. And 7 points goes begging, just couldn't control it.
Well, that was a real gift, wasn't it? Fingertip stuff. Full almost had it, and he would have been under the sticks at the other end. A rare error from the set piece from these South Africans.
Dupria gives it now to Africa, and it's Verticott. Good tackle from Clark. Stayman needed support. Foley goes in looking for it. It's still there for the Blitzbokker. Good pick up, Africa. That's gone forward, and it'll be called back. Hogger Smith thought he was away.
Well, a second passing error from the South Africans, so just maybe Australia, if they can keep that pressure on the passer, you never know. They just have to stay with it, stay calm. South Africa showed in their victory in the semi-final in New Zealand how effective they are in the contact area as well.
Stannard puts it in, takes it out, gives it now to Holland, and he'll kick long. And it's into touch, one bounce. So the plan must be to try and play it at the other end. And well, this week full of sorrow in Australian and world sport after the passing of Philip Hughes continues, and there's the bat proudly displayed in memory of Philip Hughes. Black armbands as well. Nice gesture from the Aussie Sevens team. It's been won by Australia. So a good attacking opportunity. Goes out down to Clark, looks up, tries to get on the outside. Oh, and then he throws the pass. It's gone forward. Trying to link up with the speedster, Hamafo.
Well, Clark set off. Could have maybe held on to the ball a little bit longer before he tried to give the pass. He was under a little bit of pressure from Werner Cox, so maybe early nerves from both teams in this opening 4 minutes of this first half.
So much at stake. Scrum on the 22. Dupree. Now it's going to be the South Africans kicking for territory, and chasing is Senatla. Hamafo picks it up, hops on over to Stennard. He has to go into contact and they'll try and hold him up. It's a ball that's been towed through and it's going to go dead. So
Option, scrum 22.
it's an option for the Australians. They're going to come back to the 22.
Hamafo with an excellent diagonal run to save the ball there, put the pass over to Stannard, but there was 4 South Africans on Stannard. The follow-up to the kick was brilliant, and now Australia will have to attack from deep and start with a dropout.
Halfway through the first half, no points. Stannard kicking and Jenkins can't control it, and it is advantage, so we'll have a scrum. So neither side getting much luck with the bounce of the ball. Hamafo tried the intercept, couldn't control it.
Sorry, Greg, I just think that both these teams they require just a little bit more patience and composure. The game will open up, the passes will stick. It's just who has those ice minds to allow that process to happen, because the outcomes will come.
Dupree puts it in, gives it to Ballycock down the short side. A good run, and now they might have some numbers on the far side over to Senatla. He holds on to it. He's got Palmer Boda beat. Oh, a great tackle. Into touch goes Senatla. You can feel the tension in Dubai.
You certainly can. It's like the Turin shroud hanging over this arena at the moment. Hamafo on Senatla. Fabulous foe with a tackle.
The line out. It's been won by Clark, who's jumping in the line out. Stannard. Back it goes. And Lewis Holland. We'll be hoping this one goes into touch, and it does.
Well, we're not used to seeing so much kicking here, but Gary and John has obviously said to his team, he wants to, if South Africa run, they're going to have to run from deep. Neil Powell looking on. He looks nervous as well, doesn't he, Greg?
And he's the more experienced when it comes to finals. Garrett John, first ever final with the Australian team. Went to one final with Canada in Glasgow.
Advantage knock on.
Knock on by Australia. And so they kick through Snowman. And it sits up! Snowman! Oh, he's picked up and he is dumped. And that's real trouble now. That's real trouble now for Hamafo. That was reckless.
Well, there's no option, I'm afraid, for the referee. And Mike Adamson, I'm afraid he'll have to just go straight to his red card. That was dangerous play. And it's going to completely, well, is it going to spoil the final?
Yeah, horizontal, dangerous tackle.
It's yellow. So he's in the bin for 2 minutes, and a great opportunity for South Africa. Let's hope that Snowman is okay. Though allowing it to bounce, got him to the ground, and that was okay, but then above the horizontal, and that's just not on. Bit of an experience there from Hamafo. He's fired up. It's a rare final appearance in Dubai for the Aussies, but you cannot lift above the horizontal.
Yeah, we had one earlier on. Juliano Fiore was actually for Brazil. Made a tip tackle against Portugal and on Estevez, and well, he's appealed his decision for a 6-week ban, so I think he's got off lightly there.
We might hear more of it. Now it's Quagga Smith. And Quagga Smith. Oh, what a step, and Quagga Smith is in. He'll put it down between the sticks. A hat-trick in the semi-final. And now the first to score in the final with Australia a man down.
Well, he's really come of age, hasn't he? Quagga Smith just backs himself, steps off his right, cuts the angle, and the power play in the favour of the South Africans. They've got the 7 players, Australia have the 6, but it's party time here for South Africa because they've got the first try.
And it has been converted from point-blank range. So the man from the Golden Lions, his 8th tournament, has 6 tries in Dubai. And Australia still a man down. 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half. They go pretty long, and again they allow it to bounce, and Stannard kicks. So they're sticking with this game plan of trying to play it at the other end. And now across it goes to Koch. Verder Koch. Dupria just trying to find an overlap with Australia, a man down. Still there for the Blitzbokker. Frankie Horn. 61st consecutive tournament. Fantastic record. Goes to ground on halfway. The penalty goes against South Africa though, so Australia, with less than a minute left on the clock, just needs to settle down a bit. Palmafoe.
Well, Frankie Horn went in to that contact area there, took Confolia. I thought it was dangerous. He pulled him by the head and the shoulders.
Oh, well, that is out for a moment. It looked like Quagga Smith was going to be able to catch that one, but he couldn't control it. Palmafoe is back from the naughty chair, the sin bin. So, throw in for Australia. Can they hit back? Right on the stroke of half-time. Stannard finds his man. Now it's Lewis Holland. Gives it to Clark. And Clark fires one over to Palmafoe! And he's pretty fresh after being in the sin bin. And he's got a 5-pointer. Brilliant execution by the Aussies.
Well, Palmafoe makes amends for his misdemeanors. And that's the way you come back into the game. Full compliment. Great execution. This is why these players train day in, day out. But outside, Sanatla got pulled out of position, full capitalised. Lovely little touch.
Nice touch there from Palmafoe. He knows that he let his emotions and the adrenaline get away from him. And he was sent to the sin bin, but he redeems himself. He's got the try, and it was converted. You wouldn't meet a nicer guy than Palmafoe. No malice involved there. It was just reckless.
A really nice sporting touch with Schneemann, wasn't it, to shake hands with him.
James Stannard kicked the conversion. So at half-time in the 2014 final in Dubai, it's Australia 7 and South Africa 7.
When we have the ball, use it. Go to the side. Go to the side and keep working the flow. Keep working it. Have the confidence now. And have the confidence. Come on, boys, your game. There goes, your game. Really hard. Really hard.
Go second in. Right. Hey, boys. The game's in my 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Ons kyk vir 2 minute. Ons stop af op hulle, ons hou hulle daar, boys. Dis nou kyk werk, hy gaan terugkom. This game is just started going now. You know it, and I know it. This game has just started going, right? And you're fucking in it, you want to win, right? We spoke about desperation, we spoke about value, right? We spoke about how much this game means to us. Boys, ons geen lucky break gehad. Julle help te control. Fokke. Yes. Ons maak hy move now.
Neil Bowles and the captain. Kyle Brown doing the talking in the South African huddle. Oh, what a second half we are in for. South Africa beat Argentina 40-0 in the quarter-final, beat New Zealand 28-0 in the Cup semi-final. Australia beat Scotland 22-17 in the quarter-final, came from 19-0 down to win in extra time, 29-24 over Fiji. So the Australians have been scrambling, Scott Hastings, where South Africa have been in hot form.
That's what I talked about at the start of the game. I talked was all about the Australian unity. Can they make the play over the next 10 minutes?
Stannard goes to ground. Now it's out to Holland and Clark. The double round. No! It's been cleaned up, but they're under some pressure, the Australians. No, it's a turnover! And there's a try! A try. So a nervous mistake from the Aussies. And they pay for it early in the second half.
Philip Schneemann, second try of this weekend. It came from the mistake by Clark. South Africa flooded the contact area. Schneemann got the ball. No one at home. Great dive for the low driving positioning. Look at this for a camera shot. The tackle came in. Pamafo and Schneemann having a real battle royale here in Dubai. They're talking about royale. South Africa, they're out in that lead by 14 points to 7. The conversion was successful by Branco de Pria.
Well, nervous start to the second half, and South Africa pouncing. Frankie Horn has been replaced for South Africa. Plenty of hang time with that restart. It's a good restart and it's a good take as well. So can the Aussies hit back? Holland can't get on the outside of his man. No. Myers goes to the short side. Stannard goes in to help out. Holland, he's lost it forward, but it came off one of the South Africans first of all. So it's going to be a scrum with 8 minutes remaining.
Well, you can still feel the tension up here in the commentary box. It really is simmering around the arena. This game very much in the balance. Both teams, of course, Greg, trying to look for these mismatches, but there's very few in the South African team.
No, very good marking from both sides. Now Clark putting on a step and getting around Werner Koch. So he's got one to beat, throws it back on the inside, and away goes Con Foley, gives it down to Sam Myers. Quokka Smith coming from behind. Myers gets over. Did he get it down though? Oh, what a run! First of all by Clark, and then Foley, and then Myers. Smith came from the clouds. So he's short there. He rolls over, and it's held up. No try held up. Defence by South Africa.
Smith with the tackle. What about the break by Cameron Clark? It was magnificent. But the support running the inside passes.
33.
Garrett John, only his second tournament in charge of the Australian team. So Stannard puts it in, takes it out. Now it's out to Clark, and he tries to get on the outside of Koch. Can't do it on that occasion. Support arrives in the nick of time. No, it doesn't. He was isolated.
You're released. Picked up again.
14-7, South Africa over Australia.
This is one sporting theatre that we have here. South Africa go for the long kick downfield through Branco de Pria on the 10-yard line. Can Australia conjure up another attack and pinch ball off this South African line-out throw? It's been a brave performance from the Australians.
Nick Malouf is on there, replacing Sam Myers, so some fresh legs, and Malouf made an impact in the semi-final, scoring 2 tries. He's actually one of the fastest players over a short distance in the Australian team. So South Africa throws in, and it's been won by the Blitzbokker, and now the kick ahead for Sanatla to chase. Jaladev, look at the speed of Sanatla! Brilliant stuff, Siabalo, Sanatla. The officials are checking. He's going to go upstairs for what we call the RVR, the referee video review, and he can look on the big screen now. He looked like he got it. Oh. I think I'd give it.
I think you will.
Yeah, no problem. So that's a very timely try again for South Africa.
Well, he is absolutely running on fire.
He's a real flyer, Senatla. So that's his 6th try. Played for Western Province in the Currie Cup competition. Toured Europe with the Springboks. Alan Fa'alauvau coming on. And he will replace Lewis Holland. Oh, brilliant conversion.
Look at this. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Senatla man.
Brilliant vision. And again, some hang time with the restart. Jenkins goes high. So Australia have to be the next to score. Fa'alauvau, he's got some dancing feet. And that's poor. So he has to go back and clean up, and South Africa have to watch the inside. Still there for the Australians, and, well, there's so much pressure coming from the Blitzbokker at the moment. No way through there for Foley. And it's a penalty against Australia. So the Blitzbokker, they can really nail it now. Senatla kicking. They went back to 10, the Australians, so another opportunity. And I just think they'll slow things down a little bit now. 21 points to 7, 2 converted tries to none in the second half. The experience showing, and with a very experienced captain out there off the bench as well. And Kyle Brown dislocated his shoulder at the Commonwealth Games. Good to see him back. Quagga Smith, 6 tries for the tournament. He'll take the tap. Now it's Cock. Jeladev holds on. Back to Brown. Brown. Senatla for the corner. He's got a double. And I think South Africa have a title in Dubai. Well, just too much pressure, too much experience, too much class in the second half.
Watch the way that Kyle Brown creates the space to release the pass. Set move. Werner Koch has to go. Watch number 6, Kyle Brown, the way he steps back off the tackle of Clark, releases that outside pass. Just superb. The sympathy, the understanding has come in one classic moment of 7-a-side rugby.
Oh, he's wonderful to watch. Siabello Senatla, only 21 years of age. The South African flags are flying. 26 points to 7. They're pretty happy on the sidelines. Took them a while to get the ascendancy. It was 7-all at half-time, but the pressure pays. And now Jeladev gives it out to Clark. He goes to ground.
Stay.
Maloof. Foley. Typical Con Foley run, just takes it into contact, but now they turn it over. And here is another one. It is Ruhan Nel, so they're running away with it now, South Africa. We asked the question at the start, Scott Hastings, did the Aussies have any petrol in the tank after that dramatic come from behind win over South Africa? And I think we're seeing our question answered now.
Well, the bench has been emptied, and for me, Reno Benjamin got the turnover. Benjamin, look, there he is, picking the ball up there, feeds the pass. Oh, it was superb, wasn't it? Cheslin Colby onto Ruhan Nel. And that's the influence of 3 players off the bench by keeping the pressure on the Australians.
And it's a nice conversion. So 33 points to 7 after it was 7-all at half-time. The floodgates have opened in Dubai.
Well, this lot, there's Neil Powell, a little smile coming through. They were a golden team in the Commonwealth Games. They're going to be a golden team here in Dubai.
Fa'alauvau over to the new man. Gibbon. So Jeladev straightens. He's got a man on the inside. It's Con Foley. Foley linking up now with Clark. Nowhere for Clark to go, so he puts it on the toe for a flying Jeladev, but it's into touch. And that's going to be just about it. Beaten in the final last year by Fiji in Dubai, South Africa. But they've made amends in 2014. Fourth at the Gold Coast in the first event on the HSBC Sevens World Series. And now, all they have to do is secure the ball from the line out, kick it into touch, and start celebrating. Kyle Brown now kicks it into touch. Congratulations, South Africa, champions in Dubai in 2014. It was a contest up until half-time, but one-way traffic in the second half. The experience and the class came through. 33 points to 7, South Africa over Australia. But congratulations to this young Australian team. I don't think anybody thought they'd get through to the decider. And there's Garrett John. He knows that he's got some talent to work with, but he just has to build a bit more experience.
Yeah, it takes two teams to make a final, and Australia should be proud with their performance because they teetered on the edge in that first half. They kept it tight, but undoubtedly the class told in the end. The sheer work rate, the sheer brilliance, the sheer belief in this South African team. They are well drilled, they believe in each other, and ultimately they will take the title here at the Emirates Airlines Dubai Sevens. And sheer delight for Frankie Horn and this super team.
They just wanted it, didn't they? They wanted it more, really. The scrambling defence for Smith to come from nowhere to deny Sam Myers the try after that breakout by Clark, and also Foley.
They played so well, Greg, throughout the day, didn't they? That quarter-final win, 40 points to 0 against Argentina, and then to take New Zealand on and beat them 28-0. You go into a final with sheer confidence, and whilst it was all square at half-time, ultimately that self-belief, that unity within the squad has seen them over the line to win the trophy today.
Yeah, they certainly were deserving winners of the 2014 Emirates Airlines Dubai Sevens title. Terrific second day, and as we know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. 6 matches you have to win. Well, you have to play 6 anyway to get through and win a title. And well, they've only had 7 points scored against them on day 2, and that was in the final, the try to Palmapo. Special moment for the Blitzbokker after that win. And now, of course, they head south to their home tournament, Port Elizabeth. Wow, they'll be hot favourites to make it back-to-back wins at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth next Saturday and Sunday. Terrific win by South Africa. Now let's go to Carl Tanana.
Well, Carl, 33 points to 7. You can't argue with that scoreline.
Yeah, listen, we've been working hard on our defence all day. But, we watched in that All Blacks game where the guys chased back, and for me, that was the most passionate thing we could have taken out of the whole game, was the character show not to give a single point away. We gave away 1 try here, but the guys, they lifted their heads, and they've got so much attitude and so much energy out in the defensive line. It's incredible.
Seems in the second day, on day 2, you were really physical. You stepped up in all facets in those 3 games.
Hey, listen, we knew we didn't play our best rugby in Gold Coast, and maybe not our best rugby yesterday, but we got the ball rolling yesterday, and we hit the ground running today, and I'm very impressed with the guys.
It just seems as a squad you're very tight. Just at the end there, you got them together, you got your troops, you spoke to them. What'd you say?
I think we'll do more talking inside, but we just want to thank everybody around us and everybody who supported us, and most of all, everybody who's given us this opportunity. There's some guys here that really appreciate this opportunity and really take it to heart what it means to be on the field with a bunch of brothers like this.
You played with heart. I know you've had your issues with injuries, and now you're back in form, winning form. Go get your trophy.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks.
Nice to see the smile back on Kyle Brown's face, because he's had a tough time with the injury over the last 6 to 12 months. But South Africa, the Blitzbokker, make their way up now to collect their winner's spoils for winning the final in Dubai in 2014. What a finish to the tournament. Canada won the Shield, Samoa the bowl, Argentina the plate, Fiji finished third, and Australia second, South Africa first, and their fans are dancing in the stands. 7-all at half-time, but then they put the foot on the gas and ran away and won it by 33 points to 7. Now let's hear from the coach.
Coach, how satisfying is that win?
Yeah, no, obviously very happy about that final. I think the guys really threw themselves into the tackles, and I think defensively we were good today.
What was really impressive for me, looking from the outside in, was the tactics you used, not only against New Zealand, but in that final, you used the kick, you used the variations.
Yeah, we try to. It's almost like human chess that you try to outmaneuver the other team, but I think the guys really bought into the plans that we put out there, and they executed on the field, and all the credit to the guys.
For a coach, I mean, it must be such a luxury to have guys right across the board that got speed.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously with only 7 guys on the field, there's a lot of open space, and if you can get that speedsters in space, they can create something for you. And obviously the playmakers as well, and Cecil and Branko de Pre and Cheslin Colby, all playmakers that create opportunities for the guys on the outside.
The other good impressive thing was the way that your forwards really played. They really aimed up. They were so physical.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're probably not the biggest team on the circuit, but the guys are really physical and they don't stand back for any team. So really proud of the boys, especially on the defensive effort.
I know you have to step it up playing at home next week. Be a lot of pressure, but I'm sure you'll get up there. Good luck, eh?
Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you.
A terrific effort by Neil Powell again to guide this team to a wonderful victory. My colleague Gavin Cowley from South Africa joins me in the commentary box now. He's all smiles. Gee, that was impressive in the second half.
It certainly was impressive, but one's got to say too that Australia fully deserved to get to the final. They couldn't finish it off, but there was some magnificent play from them too.
South Africa all smiles, winners of the Emirates Airlines Dubai Sevens for 2014. Congratulations to the coach Neil Powell, the captain Carl Brown, and the rest of the squad. Here's a special moment. South Africa Cup winners Dubai Sevens 2014.
And isn't this going to be good for next week's tournament in Port Elizabeth in South Africa?
What a second day. I repeat, 40-0 over Argentina, 28-0 over New Zealand, and 33-7 over Australia. The World Series table has Fiji on top after they finished third in Dubai and first in the Gold Coast. South Africa moved 2 points behind, 37 into second. Australia now in third spot, ahead of New Zealand. Samoa fifth. England, they dropped down to 6, Argentina 7, Wales 8, Scotland 9, and France 10th. You go down to Brazil, which was the guest team. They just pick up the 1 point. So the players now get their photos taken, and we look ahead to next weekend in Port Elizabeth in South Africa. In Pool A, South Africa have Wales, United States and Kenya. Pool B, Australia, Argentina, Portugal and Zimbabwe. Pool C, Fiji, Scotland, France and Canada. And Pool D, it's New Zealand, England, Samoa and Japan. Oh, Pool D, very tough indeed. Well, they're all tough nowadays because these teams are trying to finish in the top 4 after 9 events in 2014, 2015. That top 4 will automatically qualify for the Rio Olympics in 2016. The other teams that miss out on the top 4 are fighting for points to stay in the core team status for this HSBC Sevens World Series. Gee, they're loving that trophy.
Well, it's been a while here in Dubai that they've actually been able to hoist that trophy. But as you said, Greg, a terrific effort from them right through this tournament. They had some emphatic victories, the one over New Zealand in particular, and today too. 7-all at half-time, but they really turned on the gas in the second half.
Yeah, Australia they'll be pretty disappointed about their second half performance. But gee, I can't imagine any team being able to withstand that pressure of South Africa and the finishing power that they have through the speedster Sinatla and the little generals Africa and De Prea, and the strong running of the likes of Steinman and Smith and Horn. So the fireworks signal the end of the Emirates Airlines Dubai Sevens for 2014. I hope you've enjoyed all the action over the last couple of days. It's been an absolute pleasure, and on behalf of Wyn Griffiths and also Scott Hastings and Willie Lucey, Carl Tanana and Gavin Cayley, I'm Greg Clark. We will see you in Port Elizabeth next weekend. Goodbye from Dubai. No, in fact, they're going to give the throw in to Australia. All of a sudden, after cruising to 19-0, and Ryan showing a little bit of concern.
There was a little bit of edge, especially in his halftime speech, where he was a little bit annoyed that his players were speaking over him, and just this ill discipline perhaps has just crept into the second half performance.
So now it's Clark, who gets away from one, gives it to Jaladev. Clark taken without the ball in back play, but Jaladev is on the way to the try line. Did he get there? What's going to happen here?
Well, it was definitely crossing.
Was it a Shepherd obstruction?
Yeah, there was. Mike Adamson looking for a clarification.
Well, they had some numbers. No try. Just unfortunate here. Just running into his own man. So fair call. And now Fiji will look to make them pay through Rocco. Cutting back. Galatani. Good tackle by Maloof. He pops it up though. Too wide. It's been intercepted by Jenkins. Jenkins needed to offload. Fa'alaudau. He gives it down. And Maloof runs it across. So with 50 seconds remaining, kick to come. And it could be all locked up.
Well, if you're sitting in your couch at home, stand up and applaud this Australian team. Maloof in for the double. Who would have forecast this? Australia have come back now. The pressure on for the conversion.
So Clark. He brings it around. It's over. Pressure kick is there. So it is 24-all in the Cup semi-final.
Oh, Ed Jenkins. Absolute brilliance. Fa'alaudau on that cut pass, and try time here for Maloof. It was brilliant, but it was only brilliant because Clark converted to draw the game.
And the bounce knocked on by the Fijians, and now Maloof, can he get a hat-trick? It's Fa'alaudau, and they've got some numbers on the far side. Clark gives it. No, he doesn't. He lost it forward, just tried to dummy on to the left, turning it onto the inside, lost control.